Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. It is Sunday night, and that means we are live and, in effect, a little bit early as we're going to catch up on some comments before the markets open, which will usually open about 2 minutes after 6. And actually, the markets open right on time. It's Kitco that doesn't really reflect those prices until then. So we're going to follow that as we do. But right now, let's see who is with us here during this live stream early. We have Bogey is here, brand new, I think. Never seen him before. Welcome. Good to see you. You were first, Bogey. And Ominous Rooster is here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Indeed. Ominous Rooster and Liquid Electrum. And Erickson is Rocky Superstar is with us as well. Good to see. Soldier of the Cross Music is here. Clock Fixer 1964. Ghost in Plain Sight. Good, waking up and a lot of people popping in here. Good to see you. Good to see you, Erickson, doing well. Farmer Prepper is here. Glad you guys are joining me tonight. So let's get right into it. We got a lot to cover here tonight. Oh, crap. Wow, our thing just completely went sideways for a moment here. Let me get back down to the bottom. Here's Zardoz. Okay, I don't know why it does that. It jumps around for us, but we've got Zardoz 2024 says, is that the Queen's Beast 2-ounce completer you have there? Is it the proof version minted 750? No, I wish it was. It's for $500. Is that the going rate, or is that way overpriced? Should have bought it when it first came out. No, this is the I don't know that there's a proof. I guess there probably is a proof version, but I've not seen it. Boy, yeah, that's the billion version, the common version. Yes, indeed. Welcome, guys. Glad you're here. Silver Honda is here. No IQ is with us, as well as Daniel Lopez, Alabama, 47. Yeah, we're going to get to your comments, Alabama. We're going to get to them. So we're going to get to them, yes, indeed, because we're going to have a debate about the dollar, because a dollar, indeed, is money, folks. If you've not seen my latest video, check it out. Check it out. Yes, indeed. It's a controversial one, but yes, indeed. Got strong opinions on that one. Tucson Bubba, good load of beautiful coin salad. Picked up another 1-ounce Platinum Eagle for melt today. Wow, great job. I stopped buying silver because I have so much of it after 40 years. It's gold and platinum for me, up to 8 to 10% of my assets. Actually, that's a good idea, Tucson Bubba, and that's one of the reasons why I moved more towards gold as well. And I actually need to probably get a little bit more platinum. Here's a good comment from JM Unleashed about digital currencies and things to watch out for with them. He has a good list here. He says 3 major issues with all digital currencies are the following here. Electricity, power outages will leave people unable to transact. And also internet provider outages as well as telecom outages. Since 2020, I have encountered many, many situations where one or more of the above leave retailers and vendors in a situation where they've had to put up cash-only signs. That's right. Cash will never go away, I think, because of that, at least not to the level that they think. In other words, you can have cash with some sort of QR code on it to scan to be able to digitize that transaction. So, yes, indeed. All right. Very good. Let's march ahead here to the next comment. We've got David Boyd says, eBay is offering instant payment too. Well, yeah, that's essentially, I guess PayPal provides some sort of instantaneous payment system or very close to it. Silver Stealer, if the dollar is replaced as the world's reserve currency, we're screwed. That's very true. You think it's expensive now, hold on. But that's not going to happen anytime soon, but it's definitely more under threat now than ever before. That is a certainty. The dollar is under a greater threat now than ever before as the world's reserve currency. All right, let's see here. And Big House Stacking says, so $20 million Canadians equals $14,285 US dollar. He's doing the math on it. Basically, they took about 500 pounds of gold. And see, the thing is, I'm hearing different numbers on this, but he's doing the math there, $2,000, and that's 14. It's about, yeah, I don't know, would be $20 million Canadian equals that. So thank you, Big House. Talking G.I. Joe, cops, we can't figure out where the shipment went. Meanwhile, in Ukraine, planned lands with unscheduled shipment. There you go. Yes, can you imagine? That's probably what's happening here. Crazy. All right. Kevin the Weed Man, thank you, my friend, for being a channel member for over 4 months now. Always looking forward to Sunday evening with Sal. Thank you so much. Good to see Rocky is here. Danny Rhodes is here. Welcome. Slurp that coffee. We're going to slurp a little bit for you. We've also have Nickel Stacking is here with us. And Cybercurrent Twitcher did a great video on silver premiums today. Check it out. And let's see here. Over here, our banking contagion. And Dr. Fauci wants us to wear masks and social distance. It's more important now than ever that states stand up and retake states' rights. Exactly right. This is why it's big news about what happened this morning, what I talked about in this morning's video. Our U.S. Constitutional rights are no longer respected. The federal government is following an agenda and not for the good of the American people. That's right. And thank you so much. I appreciate that. He says, I've got a nice stack on display. I'm sure it inspires new stackers. That's what I want to try to do, provide a little eye candy while you guys watch the video. But yes, indeed, good to see you. Welcome. Good to see Silver Husband 13 is here. Welcome. Glad you're here. Mason662 says, Mississippi, a pure blood tapping in. This was a bipartisan effort, hoping that the legal tender repository wave hits us next. I hope so too. If this comes out with an unanimous all across the board and all three branches of government, it's a good sign that maybe they may move in that direction. And James Owens says, I will never give up a percentage of my wealth invested in actual precious metals I own. The old saying, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. That's exactly right. No matter what you do, any other asset class you invest in and what have you, it's good to have a portion of it in your physical holdings, in your stack. Zuki Play Metals. Ohio has flopped back and forth. I wrote legislatures and voiced my views more than once. We are back to tax off currently. All right, tax off. Okay, to tax off currently. All right. Hopefully we'll keep the taxes off of your back in perpetuity, or at least for a long, long time. Yes, thank you guys. If you're here, pressing that thumbs up button, it's muchly appreciated as we get closer to the hour where we check the markets. They open up in moments. And we are about 3 minutes from them showing up on Kitco, so we're going to go through the comments. Yes, indeed. The gold and silver states need to start promoting gold backs. Yes, indeed. I think so, too. That'd be nice. Hey, Spectacular is here. Good to see Spectacular. He did a great video with the coin guy. You all should check it out. Good stuff. Back to interviewing with some good knowledge there, dropping it. Check out Spectacular's channel. Rocky Superstar says, Algorithm Food. All states should not tax precious metals. Exactly right. They should not. Exactly. Kevin the Wee Man says, stacking gold and silver, platinum, etc. is the smartest move people should be doing. Exactly right. I agree. My britches are Electrum. My state still taxes it. It adds a total cost 5.5 sales tax to purchases. Real money. It is. Bunch of crap. I agree. Afro Jacano says, where can I get the intro song? Well, it's a home recording, so it's really not available anywhere, but you can probably rip it off the interwebs, or you can take it off the video, just record it, and use your sound card to record the audio, and then you can just take it from there if you want. All right. All right, and let's get one more here, then we'll check the markets here. Chris in Virginia says, I'm shocked. Common sense move. Still in shock, but loving it. Virginia switched to no tax about a year ago for purchases under $1,000. That clearly seems to punish those that did not have the funds to make $1,000 plus purchases and favor those more fortunate. I don't understand why states and commonwealths do that, such a thing. California has a similar measure, as I mentioned in this video, and it just punishes those who have less income. It really does. All right. Alabama says, you jeopardize your super chat with that dollar is money crap. Well, so be it, Alabama. I'm not here to placate for super chats. I'm going to say what I feel, and my opinion will be expressed whether people like it or not. That's not the reason why this channel exists. If people agree with what I say, that's fine. But if people aren't going to donate because of my view on a particular topic, that shows how closed-minded they are, don't you think? Alabama 47. Let's see here. And Sean Gallagher says, PMs versus fiat currencies. real or digital equals objective versus subjective value. Gold, silver, in whatever form has real value, whereas currencies like the dollar are only worth whatever people believe them to be. Exactly right. There you go, Sean Gallagher. And exactly that is actually one of the arguments that I made for why the dollar is money. Yes, indeed. Very good. And let's see here. All right, we are at 6:02. Let's check the markets here. And let's see here. Boom, Shalaka. They are open and they're down. Look at that. They are down. And actually, gold's dropped and silver's down 3 cents out of the starting gate. Gold's down $1.90. Silver's down 3 cents. And platinum has taken a little bit of a hit as well. Hey, they're spectacular. Honorary citizen. Thank you, brother. Has been a member for 2 months. Appreciate it. I am closed-minded, so spectacular. All right, there you go. All right, very, very good. And let's see here. All right, and see now. All right, very good. Yeah, for those who don't know what Alabama's talking about, I did posted a controversial video this afternoon, and we'll get to that in some of the comments. But one of the things I encourage is you to express your opinion. That's what it's about. And I express my opinion. You express your opinion. We have mutual respect for each other, and all that's good. But it's something that goes very much against what most of the community thinks in my video this afternoon. But anyways, so we're going to check those prices again. We're going to come right back very quickly to it. But let's check out here what Sterling Ideas has on this topic. Tax me. Oh, please tax me. Just got off eBay. It looks like they stopped charging the full 8.5% city, county, state tax on gold and silver and now only charge 3.5 county sales tax. Still a ripoff. Yes, I think they should, with these county sales tax on precious metals, they ought to make a state law prohibiting counties from taxing precious metals. Yes, indeed. Very good. All right. Very, very good. Let's see here. And let's see here. Hello, Dale Val. Good to see you. Frostbites, Coins and Collectibles. Good to see you. All right. Silver Turtle says the California state sales tax of almost 10% is one of the main reasons I stopped stacking. I can understand that, Silver Turtle. It does make it prohibitive, especially VAT, value-added tax in European countries. It's hard once you're used to buying online without paying that 10%. And I remember even earning e-bucks from buying off eBay. I miss those days too. Yes, those e-bucks were something. Mrs. Coin Crew is here. Good to see you, Mrs. Coin Crew. So glad you're here. Welcome. And R. Nettle says, bottom line, politicians like to get paid. Doesn't matter if their policies destroy the country and the SHTF. Politicians still want to get real money after the dollar is dead. That's right. All right. Very good. And Douglas Murray, yep, they want to get theirs. That's for sure. They don't care about us or the economy when it's all said and done. Oh, man. Let's see here. Global Warmer is back. YouTube would not let him comment. I had to re-upload. Well, I'm glad we read that now. We can see it. I don't know what was going on, but I'm glad you're here. 66 Sam is here. Good to see you. Mike Raymer. That's right. Very good. All right. And so Douglas, next they control the volume to keep premium high. Still a tax. Even if not a tax. It's not a bad thing, really, but still a regulation manipulation of a market. Kind of like a RICO thing. The government still has far to go to make it right. Sure do. Honig says, we have no choice, sir. Sal, everyone needs to get as much as possible. Metals, hard assets, everything they can. Have a nice weekend, all. Yes. Well, I would still say buy within your budget. You don't want to go crazy with anything. We really don't know how this is all going to play out. We've been burned before thinking that everything was going to collapse. I cashed out my IRA thinking everything was going to collapse or everything was going to go really sour within months. It didn't happen. Mark Hawley got his Salivate Metal round yesterday. In my opinion, that's a sweet piece of silver. Well, thank you, Mark Hawley. I'm glad you got it. Yes, indeed. Very good. Glad you enjoy it. Yes, indeed. For those who don't know what he's talking about, if you click on the link in the description of this very live stream, or go to my channel page, you will see a link there for the 2-ounce Salivate Metal round available at JM Bullion. All right, let's get back here. We've got David Nagy, and we're going to check the markets here after this comment. He says, these purchases of bullion and coins are akin to exchanging one form of currency for another. It is obviously unfair when considering the exchange of paper money for metal coins. Simply getting change would be subject to taxation. Yes. Let's see here. When considering the exchange of paper money for metal coins, that's right. Metal coins, meaning copper. And by the way, copper is still being used as money in our coins. The vast majority of coinage that we have in our change, save for cents, which used to be 95% copper, they're now 3% copper. But anyways, but the other ones are like 85 or 88% copper for the nickel, dimes, and well, nickels are 75% copper. Dimes and quarters, I think, are like 85, 88%. Silver Patriot, FGNS. Way to go, Mississippi. Glad to hear more and more states are getting on board. Me too. Yes, indeed. Let's see what the markets are doing now. Look at this, folks. Down, down, down. Well, they're not down any more than they were earlier. Still down $1.60 for gold, and silver is down 3 cents, down 1/10 of a percentage point to $25.14. Platinum is now down $2. Palladium and rhodium. Let's see here. Palladium and rhodium. Typically, what happens for palladium and rhodium is they don't trade as often. So when the markets open, sometimes they still show the green numbers or the numbers that they were when they closed on Friday. So we're going to scroll back up here and see exactly what the deal is. 1682 for so palladium has gone up, but rhodium has not. It's still sitting at 9,000, up though over 8% on Friday. So there it is. All right, it really should be blacked out there, but that's a little glitch on there. By the way, the gold to silver ratio is sitting at 79.17. All right, very, very good. And let's see here. We have got Mark Lewis says, I'm confident my state loves tax. I live in the smallest state with the highest taxes and the worst roads. Can you guess where it is? Oh boy, my state loves tax. My smallest state with the highest taxes. My guess is it's probably Rhode Island, maybe? Mark Lewis? Smallest state with the highest taxes. Worst roads. I'm going to guess Rhode Island. But anyways. Hello, Common Sense Stacking. Good to see you. Welcome, Bill457 and Don Tube. Good crowd here tonight. Still nothing to buy my LCS. So very slim choices there for Liquid Electrum's LCS. John Knox is here. Thank you guys for being here. If you don't mind, there's a thumbs up button, and if you press it, it will light up and bring it to one number higher. Appreciate you guys. Peter Caven, congrats to Mississippi. No one likes to lose purchasing power off their savings during high inflation. But seems when inflation is tamed, no one cares about low inflation and protecting their hard-earned dollar. So it takes a big stick to wake people up. It sure does, Peter. You're right. And I think that's part of what's moving these states in this direction is inflation, higher than normal inflation. But, make no mistake, low inflation is bad too. Low inflation, in other words, 2% inflation is still not good, in my view. It's still not good. All right, let's see here. Oh, we have a super chat from No IQ. I'm sitting here with my wife, and she's disappointed that there's no scammers tonight. Oh, man, I'm sorry, No IQ. Man, No IQ, you still with us? Let's see here. That popped in there. I just came in here. I just saw it here. It came in 5 minutes ago, but I just saw it there. But thank you, brother, for that. I'm sorry. Now, I do apologize. There are no scammers that usually call me on Sunday nights. All right, take the call. But then again, this is a busy night anyway. So maybe they know I do a market watch. But anyway, Susan Pitts is joining the party. Good to see you. Another little dip around 1965 or 60 before next week's Fed meeting. We may see that. We very well could see that. Gold Maple is here. Blue is here. Very good. All right. Yes, indeed. Let's march on up here to some of this other comments. All right. So hopefully maybe we can, Tuesday night, maybe we may get some scammers to call us. Andrew Rice, the 7 states that are left taxing precious metals. I mentioned them in the video. If you watched it, you will see it. What those 7 states are. I mentioned in the video. Watch the video again. Or watch it all the way through. Bill Strauss, eBay still taxes precious metals on every purchase no matter what state you live in. Why? No, they do not. They do not. And by the way, they don't tax. eBay has no power to tax. They collect sales taxes for states, but they do not themselves tax. But if you are buying bullion, if it's in the bullion category, then you will not get charged for it, or you will not be. But if you do, I would email them, because that happened to me once, and I told them about it, and they decided they went and fixed it and got it taken care of. So, all right, very good. All right, let's see here. And my state, about time. There you go. How to? Congratulations, living in Mississippi. And you're right, Kentucky really surprised me. I would have never have dreamed. Yeah, it's crazy. You would have thought that's where Rand Paul is, right? Exactly. All right, now we've got Charles Badstones says the following here. Says, imagine if I gave you two $5 bills and you gave me a $10 bill and the government wanted to tax that exchange. That's what taxing precious metals is like. Exactly. That's definitely the way to look at it, for sure. World Money Wins is here. Hello, World Money Wins. He's got himself a YouTube channel as well. Check him out. And HVAC Residential Basics is amongst us tonight. All right, and the lovely Mrs. Coin Crew is here as well. Good to see you. And let's see here. Mike G. A bit off topic, but I purchased a 2023 Buffalo, and there's a wicked sharp edge around the Indian head side. Wow. On one spot, the finning is about 3 millimeter high. Anyone else find that quality pretty poor on the 2023s? Well, Mike G, here's a little breaking news for you. The finning is in all of the Buffaloes since they started making them in 2006. Some are more severe than others. You just got yourself a wicked sharp edge, which is horrible, and I hate to hear that. And it usually is on the Indian head side, by the way. The Black Swordsman, ever experienced had any experience with MA shops for coin purchases? Never heard of them. Never heard of them. NJ has an exit tax. Ooh, that's crazy. It does not sound good. No IQ. Celibate Metals. I said she was disappointed, not me. All right, there you go. You're not disappointed. Well, thank you. Well, hopefully we can make things right for your lovely wife on Tuesday if they call us. And we will take a call tonight if they do, but I highly doubt they're going to call. They usually don't call us on Sunday nights. Greetings to JM Unleashed. Good to see you. An exit tax. That's insane in New Jersey. All right. Ray Gilgraith says, shared it. Sal, good news. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Yes. For those of you, I do say at the end of all my videos to share the videos, and it really does help if you can do that. It means a lot. I appreciate it. Tack Blades. These thumbnails are just getting too clickbait and assumption that things will change all over the world. Just as too much fantasy. The more moderate considered content with both sides of the argument, much more worth. Well, the thing is I kind of break it down. The reason why these stories are bigger and bigger news, and they are, is because it's a collection. Now there's only 7 states. 43 states have these some sort of tax exemption for precious metals. That's big news. It is changing the world. It's changing this country, and it could spread around the world too. That's the point. This is why it's big news. And yes, I do have to use titles that will bring the viewers in, but I explain what that title meant and why the news is so big in there. But anyways, I hope that you understand that. Stuart Hill says, doubt it will happen in the UK anytime soon. Wasn't that long ago that they brought in VAT on silver. Oh, okay. I wonder when that started. So it wasn't that long ago when they brought VAT in on silver. That's interesting. Cybercurrent Twitcher, who is experienced with buying silver in the United Kingdom because he lives there. We fought tooth and nail to stop the government charging us VAT on silver in the UK, but they redefined the term legal tender and said that silver, the very same government produced, as designed as collector pieces. I won't rant anymore as I can feel my blood pressure getting up already. I can't ever see the US government or the UK government retracting the VAT. They make too much money from those willing to pay it. And that is the unfortunate thing. It's going to take, a lot of grassroots effort, I think, to make that happen. Yes, indeed. Very good. And let's see here. Good to see you guys. Boris is here. Holding off on the thumb, maybe 2 or 3, but I want to think of some highly personal questions for Sal to answer first. Oh, boy. All right. Well, hopefully I can answer them. Let's see here. All right. Thank you, Gold Chick. She's not going to thumb up yet. Well, hopefully you guys will think about it. I might have to work hard for those thumbs, but I'll try my best. All right. Count Turpula, New York will stop the gross practice of taxing PMs the day hell freezes over. Yes, indeed. Tell you what, I know. It's crazy. Yes, Rick Engman, recorded a video about it coming tomorrow. Stay tuned. And I've credited you on it as well, too. Thank you. DD Prepper says, excellent report, Sal. Back up your truck, get your silver and gold while you can, and it's still on sale, and it is real money. There you go. That's right, DD Prepper. And thank you again. By the way, I want to thank again No IQ for that PayPal donation. He sends that friends and family. I don't get to see when you send it via PayPal, friends and family. There's no fees or anything. The super chats are great, but they do take some fees out. But anyways, let's see. All right, we've got Patricia Riley. I am on my own side, sitting here in my home office with a kilo bar. There you go. That's right. Way to go. Got the physical in hand. All right. So gold will plummet by $1,000 per ounce. Wow. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, James. I don't know who Steve Van Meter is, but anyways, Coins A to Z is here saying hello. Good to see you. Yes, indeed. Glad to see all of you guys joining me here tonight. Let's take a look at the market, shall we? The markets are indeed not really a buzz. They're kind of just hanging out. They are down, though, but not down a whole heck of a lot. Gold is down $1 now to $1,983.90. Silver is down 2 cents, $25.15. But you know what, folks? I think anything above $25 is good for silver. If it can hang on to $25, we're in a good position. And so far, it's holding on. It's strength beyond strength for silver. Platinum down 4. Good to see Stefan. Stefan is here. Welcome, Stefan. Yes, indeed. All right, let's march forward, shall we? There you go. Yes, the global warmer. If somebody cuts themselves on finning and sues the Fed or the U.S. Mint, they'll fix it. That's right. It is a danger to buy coins from the United States Mint with that finning, and it's going to cut you like a knife. Uncle Sam, 1776, says, Constitution says states can mint gold and silver coins. Well, it says that it says can use gold and silver as legal tender. I don't know that it actually says they can mint them. I don't know if that's the interpretation of them or not. I'd be very curious to see what an expert, a constitutional expert, interprets that. But that would be cool if they could. But anyways, all right. All right, very good. Let's see here. Thank you, guys. We've got Alex Roberto. I thought everyone was getting screwed by sales tax these days. Now I realize it's just my stupid tax and a handful of others. Yes. Yep. And that's just it. This puts the pressure on for some of these other states. Patricia Riley says, do you feel it a freedom? Hold on a second. Let me get over here. Do you feel it a freedom and we hold our heads up in public because we have insured our future month by month, year by year, day by day? I'm not sure I get the question. Do you feel it a freedom and we hold our head up in public because we have insured our future month? I think you're saying, is it a good idea? We are free when we have sound money in our possession. And I would say yes. Hold your head up high. Culture of Currency is here. Good to see you, sir. Dan2886 is here. All right. Glad you are here. KW is amongst us here tonight as well. Good crowd here tonight. I appreciate you, everybody, joining me here. I like to say hi to as many people as possible, but if I don't say hello to you, please do not be offended. I appreciate you definitely being here, each and every one of you. All right, Liquid Electrum, Hawaii will be last in sound money and statehood. That's right. Yep, that's probably true. Highly unlikely they're going to change anytime soon. But hey, all hope is not completely lost. And when each state, does this. Theodore Busales, wish Minnesota stopped taxing on certain coins for all precious metals. Really annoying. It's still in the books. Another reason to flee this state when my dad passes on. Yep, I understand, Theodore. Yep, and a lot of people are leaving some of those higher tax states, for sure. And that puts the pressure on as well. All right, good to see Jay McGuire. THS is here. We've got Carlos Mesa. Man, Florida has a sales tax on precious metals below $500. I was just wondering why I was getting taxed and looked it up. They need to eliminate it completely. That they do. Lobby your state representatives. And Joseph D. Vines. Sounds like they are new colony states in the northeast. Redcoats still here. Them Royals still want their cut. Yes, indeed. Yeah. James Miller. I want a rebate for all the money I spent on taxes before they pass this. It'd be nice. Yes, it sure would be. All right. Sandman Slim. I am offended. Oh, man. All right. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. Welcome. Dan Rumble is here. He must have watched my latest video. Mojave Gold says kudos to all those states that have dropped the taxes on collectible coins and bullion. My own state only has an exemption for sales over $1,500, so I avoid making smaller purchases here or on eBay. Luckily, I'm often in Arizona, where there are no taxes on those items, or in Nevada, where at least all non-numismatic bullion is exempt. Very good. All right. All right. Very good. Let's see here. Let's march ahead here. We've got Eliza Williams. California will probably just add an extra tax on metals right now. You have to spend over $1,500 to avoid being taxed. Yep. It really does stink that happens. But B. Bustin. When is Kami Cali going to end it? Must pay on any particular purchase under $1,500, even American sovereign coins of all types. Absurd. Yep, I mentioned that in the video multiple times. Teacher Sal, why does platinum perform much better than gold and silver? BB, I just posted a video on that very recently. If you go back to my channel and you'll click on videos and go to the latest and go back to this metal is outperforming gold and silver right now. Well, it's platinum, as you can probably see from the video. Check that video out from 3 days ago, and that explains it all, or at least most of it. The Micmac 88. My state, New Jersey Governor Murphy will never lift precious metals tax. Yep, I know. I hear you. It seems highly unlikely, but the more and more states that do it, it's going to put more pressure on it. Yes, indeed, it's going to put more pressure. Chump Normsky says, I'm starting to wonder if the state governments are positioning gold and silver for lawful money or to create a situation where it can be confiscated. Well, I don't think it's going to create a situation where it can be confiscated because states' rights, you can be able to have it. If states recognize it under the Constitution as legal money, they really can't confiscate it, which means that the executive order that Franklin Roosevelt issued in 1933 was unconstitutional, right? It was unconstitutional. All right. Hello, Anxious Stacker and SDP, Silver Drill Pickle. Good to see you. Rick, or Arkick F8, did you get the new Zombak Pandemonium yet? Got some yesterday, continuing the series 11 years later. The Mid-Tribes, I did see that, but I've not gotten them. I really didn't collect the series. I think I have the first one and last one, and that's it. But I know it was a very popular series back in the day. It sure was. Jimmy Mac says, this is awesome. Keep stacking people. Yes, indeed. Keep on stacking in the free world. Or even in the not so free world. Algorithm Food from Martin Olson. I appreciate that. Kentucky is not a neighbor of Mississippi. Yeah, I guess he's right. I guess it's not really a neighbor. Tennessee is below it, right? It's in between it. Ellie Ernst. Sal, if a person who is in a state is no longer charged a sales tax on precious metals and they go and purchase silver online, example from SD Bullion, will the online bullion charge you tax? Well, the online bullion dealer must collect the tax under a Supreme Court ruling. They must do that. Anyways, Silver Heist is here. Good to see you. Good to see you, Silver Heist. Welcome. Let's see here. And let's see here. Laura Nork says, I have been taxed on both sale and buy. Well, Laura, when you sell them, you have to pay tax. Yeah, I guess it depends on how that works in your state. Liquidation, capital gains, or whatever. But yeah, you see that many times there's double, triple, even quadruple taxation for certain things. All right, Chad Wolf should have never been taxed in the first place. Exactly right. They tripled my property tax. Yep, property taxes are going through the roof now too. Taxation is really a form of theft. Rifa, as a resident, legalized theft, that is. As a resident of Hawaii, is there anywhere online I can avoid sales tax on silver? Unfortunately, not now. There used to be, but that Supreme Court ruling changed all that. Anything over $1,000 in Maryland, you're clear. That's right. Gold Chick says, goo. All right, well, this isn't one of those things she's going to ask me. I wasn't sure if it's in the comments or if she's going to ask it in the chat to get her thumbs up. But Michael Rose says, insurance rates going through the roof in Florida, 200% increase. Yeah, hurricane season. I guess that probably makes sense, right? It still sucks. The Bare Necessities Homestead here in the chat says, just subscribed to your channel a few weeks ago and love the updates. Just started stacking a few months ago. Love it. Awesome. Well, the Bare Necessities, I'm glad to have you. Very kind of you indeed for being here, and I appreciate you joining us, and I'm glad you enjoy the channel. All right. Let's see here. Very good. Let's get to Annie Oakley, and then we'll check the markets. Too many years of greedy politicians. Thank goodness many states are reversing the theft of the people. Exactly. It is a good thing. All right, let's get back over here. We've got the markets. And look at this. Really not a whole lot of movement. Gold is down $1.50. Silver is down 3 cents. And platinum is down 5. So not a whole heck of a lot of movement. Surprised in some ways, but yes, indeed, that's the case there. But yes, indeed. Let's see here. Crazy. All right, Near Dusk. Welcome, Near Dusk. Thank you so much, my friend. Likes the phone calls that we do. Greetings is here. Greetings to greetings. All right, very good. Salutations. That's what I should have said. That's right. My LCS have a piece I wanted, not a coin. It was a solid sterling wine goblet. $135 was spot price. Nice. Congratulations. I got a little goblet too. I don't like to gobble it up because that might cause me indigestions. That is a piece of advice that you're going to get today that's free. Do not gobble a goblet. All right. That's my advice to you all. It does not set well with your stomach. All right, just so you understand. All right, very good. Sacrifactor, always a pleasure to hear that silky, sexy voice. Thank you, my friend. Oh, my goodness gracious. Matt Bittner just asked if I checked my oil. I did not check my oil yet, but hold on a second. I'm going to go check it now. I've got my dipstick near. Oh, he meant oil prices. No, let me check them now. Let's see, oil prices. Oil is down 22 cents. to $77.65 a barrel. That's right. And not a barrel of laughs either. But anyways, yeah, the spammers take Sunday off. Take Sunday off. Very good. All right, now let's get back over here to the comments. Mild Steel says, so there's hope. The far left states may stop taxing sound money. Well, there's a glimmer of hope, but in any one of these states that get added here means that it's going to put pressure on these other states. It may take a while, but they may actually even talk about it in debates. You never know. You never know. We shall see. Der Nibelung is here. Welcome, Der. Ron Bell is here. Good to see you. And we've got Rick Ratliff says, thank you. Thank you for watching, sir. Appreciate that. Anna Johnson says, you have to pay sales taxes if you live in Kentucky. And that sucks. Yep, I hear you. Stern 13. In Switzerland, where I live, you pay 7.7 VAT for silver. Gold is free. Yep. I don't know why. That's the way it is for United Kingdom either. Anyways. Gold Check, I asked the first question already. I also asked the second question, was locked and loaded for 2 thumbs up. All right, well, I missed the first question. Gold Check, you have to type my name out or send it as a super chat, like a 99 cents, so I see it. Because there's a lot happening in the chat here. So I likely am going to miss it unless you type my name out. So it lights up orange for me. Because I don't see it when you just type Sal very often. All right. EJKA Legal. I find your voice weirdly hypnotic. It sounds like Marge Simpson being strangled. Ah! Come on. What's his name? What is his name? Oh, wait. We have a man. We're not getting super chats tonight, but we have a PayPal. Now, this person did not leave his channel name or his YouTube account name, but it's $10. Thank you so much to whoever sent this. Thank you. Appreciate that so much. All right. Appreciate that. 10 bucks there. Thank you, whoever that was. Yeah, people could drive over state lines, but if you live in the middle of another state, that's quite a journey. You would spend more on gas doing that, but yes, indeed. All right. Mana Biju 62, the administrative class are likely removing the tax on precious metals to benefit themselves and their wealthy supporters. We will take it as a win regardless. Yeah. Well, in some of these states, I think that may not be. Oh, okay, from Stacker Factor. Thank you, Stacker Factor. I appreciate that, my friend. It must be the silky smooth Marge Simpson voice that did it for Stacker Factor. No, I'm kidding. But Stacker Factor has been posting videos here. Check his channel out, by the way. Appreciate you, brother. Very kind of you. Good to see James Smith is here. All right. We're checking these markets, and they are down marginally, both gold and silver. We're going to keep up with them. Yes, indeed. Let's see here. And Demolition Dan, I live in Ontario, Canada, and we pay no tax on Canadian minted gold or silver. Very good. All right. At least there's that. That's great. All right. Let's march ahead here. We have got Pax says silver in legal tender form is money. Here in the UK, it's a disgrace. We pay 20% VAT on legal tender. It's like going to the ATM and being charged 20% for taking out your own money. I don't think that they charge for Britannias, though. I'm getting confused on that. But I think the Britannias are exempt, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, man. So Stacker Factor bought 2 Platinum Nobles, and they've already made their premiums back. Way to go. That's awesome, Stacker Factor. And thank you, JM Unleashed, for posting a link to Stacker Factor's channel there. Oh, yeah, you guys are great. Let's see here. Old news, thumbs down. It is not old news. This news just broke. It is not old news. This news just broke. It's a couple days old at the most. Goose couple. So, Bono Mark says, nicely done by good people of Mississippi, but why is it relevant for us in Europe? I kind of explained that in the video. What I mean is that times are hard in Europe, and I don't see them doing the same thing here. Our politicians are lacking balls. Something you need to make things happen here. Well, a lot of times what happens in the United States, sometimes the buzz goes out and that news spreads across to other countries. And that can lead to people, waking up and noticing and take notice. So we'll see. It may take a while, but I think there's potential. But anyways, very good. All right, thank you. All right, hey, the first super chat of the night from Liquid Electrum, $1.99. We typically don't do push-ups on Sunday just because we got a lot of happening. We usually have more viewers as we watch these markets, which we're going to get back to now. But I appreciate it so much. Thank you, Liquid Electrum. So here's where the markets are now. Again, not a whole lot of activity tonight with the markets, but they are down marginally. Silver is down 2 cents now. Gold is down $1.20. That's right, down $1.20. Platinum is down 5. Okay, correction, the CCT. It's all new silver, so that's all of it, including Britannia's, has VAT in UK. You always get confused over Britannia's. They have VAT like any other new silver. Okay, so any new silver gets VAT. All right. Gold chick. All right, now I did see this, but you don't put a space between Salivate and Metal Gold chick, just like on the channel, and then it'll light up red for me. First question was, what is the max length a female has measured you in your lifetime? All females do it sometimes, so don't say we don't. The second question is for thumb 2. All right, well, yes, last time I was at the doctor, the female did measure me. And this is a little personal. I'm going to go ahead and say it right here, right now. I am 5 foot 10 inches. All right. 5 foot 10 inches. That is my measurement. I had to stand up straight to get that height. I'm not a very tall person. I apologize in advance for that. And I also apologize for that after the fact, because that height has already been in existence. So that's very personal details I'm sharing with Gold Chick and everybody else here. That is the max length that a female has measured me in my lifetime. That was the absolute tallest I could get. You know what I'm saying? And that is the thing. Circumference. Well, my arms are about 7 inches in circumference. And when I stretch, I haven't done it when I flex my muscle. But anyways, let's see here. All right, very good. But that's my arms. I don't know how wide my thighs are. I'm sorry for you, Sal. I hope you're better. Why am I feel okay, Richard. See, I'm sorry I'm not as tall as other people are, but hey, I'm just answering the question about the length, you know. And I'm Unskinny Bob. That's right, which is probably the worst hair metal song in ever existence, by the way. All right, Jay Hart's gonna send me some stilettos for Christmas. Nice. 5 foot 4 inches bigger than me. All right. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. Only 5'11", but he wears a size 14 shoe. That's right. Exactly. That's right. Salivary metal. Oh, nope. That didn't work. Try Go Chick. If you type it out, my name, just like it says on the channel, salivate metal, not salivary metal, it'll light up red. It'll light up red. All right. Very good. 5'3" for gold maple. Cool. All right. Very good. I'm 3'5", says Coins A to Z. All right. So here's where the markets are. Let's get back to the comments now. We've got a very controversial video I posted this afternoon. You guys are gonna watch that. I hope I keep my subscribers after that video. Van Master Flash. Government has the greasy hands on everything. That they do. Movie snobs. In New York, if you buy over $1,000 of metals, you don't pay a tax. And at least they have that in New York and in California, which really says something, right? Rumbella, 6'5". That's amazing. 6'3" for Jay Hart. Wow, you guys are tall. Tall. Matt Bidner, there you go. He typed it out. People could just drive over state lines to get a better deal on taxes. Yes, but if they live in a state in the middle of the state, that's going to be quite a drive, and you're going to be wasting more money making that drive and gas than you would save. And it just depends on how much you buy. You know what I mean? It just depends on how much you buy. 143 Druid says here, many in Mordor will not hear the pleas of their constituents until the all-seeing eye of taxation crumbles. Me, a blue-tarded government-assisted state, will not waste energy being the mute man screaming at a deaf governor. Some like mandated freedoms and assistance of disguised poverty. My state has hundreds of thousands of them. Yep, I hear you. All right, very good. Welcome. Good to see you guys. Michael Martin, Dale Val, Count Derpula. Galtism is 6'0". Good to see you. Oh yeah. Good to see you. All right. Did we earn Gold Chick's thumbs up for me answering that question, being incredibly candid with it? James Halford, the most controversial video out now is Stephen Van Meter's vid from 45 minutes ago. Yep. There's a triple top. What do you think? I've never heard of the guy, but I think it's crazy. But I would make the argument that my video is even more controversial than his. All right. Very good. Medium Man used to be 6'1", now it's 183 millimeters. There you go. You and I are so short because of all the heavy metals lifting. That's right. Alabama is 7'6". There you go. All right. Mary Mastronario says, I never understood why we are paying tax on money. Exactly right. Rain Sama says, is this an America-only problem? I'm in Europe. Well, no, it's definitely a European problem. Probably worse because they 20% vax in a lot of these European countries. Dan2886 is from the UK. I've emailed my local member of parliament for ending VAT on 20% for silver. The UK implemented in 2016. So it is a new thing. As you're right, it's a punitive way of raising money we already pay taxes on in the UK. Great video, thanks, Sal. And yep, and because of what CCT says, they redefined, kind of what of what can be taxed there. Let's see here. The I Am Gogi could have been involved. We've not seen I Am Gogi. He's been planning this for quite a long time. Is my guess. That's right. Yes, indeed. All right. TJF, stop taxing my Social Security. That's right. Exactly. Exactly right, TJF. Great comment. All right, Alabama. In the money currency debate, let's ask ourselves, if it wasn't for a legal decree, who, where, and how many people and or commerce entities would choose to refuse to accept paper dollars as a form of payment? Well, that's right. Fiat is a very powerful designator. I don't think anybody would. We would try to find the most fungible and the most stable store of value out there, and that's precious metals. But there's something to be said for fiat and agreements between countries, hence why the dollar is so powerful. It's a force to be reckoned with. It's insane. But nonetheless, we understand sound money as opposed to unsound money. And that's what I talk about in this afternoon's video, which is very controversial. Much more controversial than somebody calling for $1,000 gold, which is, I think, just kind of, I've even never heard of this guy. Don't know who he is, but anyways. Let's see here. Max says the only tax that will prevail is capital gains tax, because keeping the sale of precious metals under $1,000, it would be none. In time frame, a 30-day transaction record of sale would be best to keep. Kansas has no sales tax in PM. Legislative branch was implementing a bill for payment for property tax from PM. Whether it will pass the House, I haven't seen or heard of its progress, wondering how and what amount would be considered as a troy ounce amount or fiat amount. I would be cautious to say the least. And the thing is yeah, capital gains, they should do away with that as well, too. They should do away with it. How could they steal so much gold in Canada? We only have 77 ounces. That's right. And I still, Media Man, I did find another report on that, 77 ounces. But the thing is, I would love to see the actual books on that. And because that was from an article from 2016 that I found that mentioned that. But anyways, but yes, indeed. That's right. Apparently this is private gold. But hey, who knows? It could have very well have been the government getting it. We need a little bit of gold reserves. So we're going to go ahead and take this. Richard Metcalf, it's going to be interesting. Stacking, if nothing else, gives you a sense of security. That's exactly right. Let's take a look at the markets now. The markets are calling us now. Thank you guys for being here. If you don't mind, if you are here and don't mind pressing that thumbs up button, I'd appreciate it. If you do mind, you're probably not going to press it. So here we go. Everything is down now except for rhodium, which has not moved tonight. But gold is now down only 50 cents. It's down only 50 cents to $1,984.40. Silver is down 1 cent now to $25.16, which means that we may see these numbers turn around before the night is over and go up. Yeah, I'm going to put that possibility out here that gold and silver could actually rise tonight a little bit. We'll see. Platinum is down 4. Palladium is now down 2. Big E is here. Good to see you. Glad to see you. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Richard Metcalf says, one state at a time, let's get 50 of them on board. That's right. 7 more. 7 more. Wega Paul says, thanks for the video, Sal. Thank you, Wega Paul. Appreciate that. Appreciate that very, very much. No IQ is from New Jersey. And he says here, the LCS I frequent does not charge tax. I think he might make up for it with the premiums. But for me, right now, he's the only game in town. Thanks for the good news. Just a few more states to go. Well, no IQ, likely, probably, he's including it in the price. He just gives out a price and doesn't really calculate tax on it. You know what I'm saying? That's my guess. Demand is high. Prices are going up. The prices, keeping the prices up. That's right. Colonic Stacker saw the movie The Pope's Exorcist, and a possessed person does a crab walk. Wow, that's insane in the membrane. A crab walk. So maybe it's a Robert Trujillo does the crab walk. If anybody has can give the full name for Robert Trujillo, you get a cookie, a virtual cookie, on your browser next time you visit a website. Bud Light isn't good enough to make such stupid moves. Well, Bud Light just tried to virtue signal in both directions with a ad that showed a bunch of horses on it, the Clydesdales. It was an epic fail. It was pretty funny, actually. It's like too little, too late. It's like, insane. Anyways, all right. John Gordon says, Dear Mr. Spit Dribble, was it you who pulled off the Canadian airport gold heist? That's why you did push-ups and became big and strong to lift those Canadian billion-dollar gold bars and pay sales tax. And that's right. You naughty man. That's me. That's right, John. That's what I did. What Democrat? Yo, bro, turn all your precious metals when the Dems are supporting this movement. Hey, there's some good Democrats out there, too. War is new. Shout out to him. War. There's somebody here named War? I must have missed something. War. Well, if War is in here, hello, War. New. Good to see you that you're new here. Who's your stacker? Hello to you. Good to see you. Why you not make a channel for platinum only? Well, BB, because I can do videos on platinum here on this channel. They're going to get far more views if I created a separate channel for people to keep up with. That's why it's called Salivate Metal, BB, and not Salivate Silver or Salivate Platinum or anything like that. But I like to cover all the metals. Yes, indeed. All right. Now, we've got Fred Farkle also says, Yo, Sal, what's the remaining states that still tax the precious metals? The answer to that question is in this video. Yes, just keep watching the video. You'll see it. Bosnian Stacker, what? That is why you never sell your silver gold below spot price. This video and thumbs up. That's right. Why can't you buy silver or gold at spot price? That's right. Never sell it for either. Some places they won't give you spot price for it. They'll give you a price a little bit below the bid price. The bid price. All right. Very good. All right. Thank you. Busam says, gold and silver are being day traded, played like stocks. All this news creates volatility that insiders love and take advantage of. Yeah, there's the futures markets. There is the paper price of silver that's traded. Let's take a look at the price now, by the way. Speaking of price. All right. So gold is now down $1.10. Silver still down just $1. $25.16. Platinum down 6. Palladium down 2. Yes, indeed. Peyton Elliott inside the chat. I picked up a couple silver maples the other day from my LCS for $32.50 a piece, both 2002. Are the older dates harder to come by? Not really. There's not really a much of a premium on older backdated maple leafs. You can typically find them, and even in their original blister packs for the old maples, for right around the price you would pay for newer maples. But they're nice coins. Good job. All right. I think the 2002s have the old effigy. The modern effigy, the one from Susanna Blunt from 2003 up until 2023, is the absolute worst portrait of Queen Elizabeth ever in the history of bullion coin making. And I love the Royal Canadian Mint, but it makes me cringe every time I look at that portrait. It is abhorrent. All right, very good. All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Jackass Stacker. I've been watching a video on gold that I did 9 years ago. Nice. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Very good. Now, let's get back to the market, shall we? Or to the comments here. Sal, I know the feeling from my 666th post on Instagram. I posted Jesus. There you go, Jason. Yes, indeed. Good job. Good job. Charles Savoy here on this video about the taxation on precious metals says, by law, pharma manufacturers should not be allowed to use any advertising medium. That would slightly counterbalance the law from '86 where they bribed Congress to get what protects Fitzstein manufacturers from lawsuits. The same old line, Crown, Royalist, super rich episcopal. I'm going to go on here. I have no idea, Charles, what this has to do with taxes on precious metals. Let's see here. Except the saying that they also feeding off the Federal Reserve, and therefore they do detest constitutional money. Sick of farmer commercials, but I still don't see what the connection is. But anyways, demonic Barbas. Brothers, I pay VAT, and yes, it's killer, but I still buy silver. I'm still happy to buy silver because I'm in control of my own financial situation. There's a price people are willing to pay for some of these things, understanding that they are whatchamacallit, that in the end it's going to preserve your wealth. You get a little bit of a punishment with that VAT, but hopefully it'll pay off down the road. All right. Oh, very good, Meteor Man. Yes, you agree about the RCM. All right, we have another one from Stacker Factor. All right, just got to go wash wash the dog blankets. Thank you, brother, for that. $10 PayPal. I'll catch the end. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Swallowed something here. Sorry. All right. I think it's a piece of cinnamon. Thank you, Stacker Factor. Appreciate that, sir. All right. All right, let's get back here to a good crowd here tonight. I appreciate it. We're getting close to 200 thumbs up tonight. I appreciate you all. Now, Bosnian Stacker says, keep on stacking, my friends. Yes, indeed, we're going to do it. He's been watching the older videos, and I appreciate that, sir. One thing silver needed to do happened today. Video. Good video, thumbs up on this one. You watched the old video, Surprising Alliance, maybe forming between precious metal stackers and something else. Lenny Bogard says, sounds good, but it bothers me every time the government looks at metals because everything they touch turns to poopy. Yes, indeed. Sure does. It sure does. That's what she did. She said exactly. Of course, I forget. See, when you say that, Red Crawler, that's from something I said 20 to 30 seconds ago, which means I don't remember it. Wakio, $20 million. There's more math on this stuff like that. And so basically you could get it in there. No problem. Yeah, what they're showing in these pictures is way over exaggerated. That's right, exactly. And Silver Honda says, Algorithm Food, always do smart dollar cost averaging. Yes, indeed. Awesome from Mississippi. Sure is good news. And yes, from Coins A to Z. Thank you, Coins A to Z. Appreciate that as we march on up here through these comments. We're going to get to Living the Dream. Will shock the precious metals community. Yes, indeed. And it is a shock because it's one more state that is moving in the right direction. And that's good news. That means there's 7 states left that have that tax all the way through the system, precious metals. So I will keep enough in the bank to pay the bill. Thank you for the update. Thank you, No IQ. Appreciate that. Liquid Electrum inside the chat says here, I still worry about the mint will balk at the new Morgan and Peace dollars and cancel them. It can easily happen. Don't count your chickens. Wow. You know, that would be big news if they did. I kind of doubt they're going to do that. The reason why they're releasing them so late is to give them all the more time to make sure these things get put together. But one thing they're not they're happy about is that there's no commemoratives this year, which means they can probably do them. Highly unlikely they'll cancel them for that reason alone. Yeah, get some cinnamon sticks. That's right. Maybe I won't choke. You're right, James, because I use this powder in this coffee. Plus, it stains my teeth. I don't like that either. But I don't know. If I suckle on some cinnamon sticks, maybe that'll do the job. I don't know. But then will I get the full effects of the cinnamon if I just dip them in there and stir it around? I don't know. All right. Top 3 firearms. I really like my Ruger. The Ruger is very well made. I like Ruger brands. But I got a Ruger 357 Magnum. It's really cool. I also like my AR-15. It's pretty sweet. And I'm a big fan of, let's see here. I've also like my, I would say my MAC-10. It's a 9mm. It doesn't jam up, but my Tech 9 does. My Tech 9 does jam, but anyways. But the other one is probably going to be my Norinco Mac 90, which is an AK variant. Love that gun. That thing is tough as nails. Mac 90, Norinco. Rick Engman, Florida still has a tax on PMs under $500. It's time for it to go as well. Great video. Yes, you're right, Rick. You are exactly right. Good live stream, the thumbs up. That's right, from the Tuesdays. Thank you, Bosnian Stacker, as we march on up through here. All right, here we go. This is the controversial video. Yes, the dollar is money. If you guys get a chance to check this out, check it out. Kay Holtman just says, no, it's not. All right, I made a pretty long and detailed argument, and his only response is, no, it's not. Okay. Mutant Rife says, condoms could be easily used as money also. They just lose value quicker. That's true. That's funny. Thank you. And here's Michael Sorrell says, no, it's not, period. All right. Well, I'd love for you to tell me why you don't think it's not, because I make I think, a pretty good and fair argument as to why the dollar is money in this video. Rufus, good to see Rufus. Good to see you. And let's see here. And let's see. All right, Mike Jennings on this video. Yes, the dollar is money. Here's why. Does anybody know where all the gold is coming from that the central banks are buying year after year? Well, it's probably being brought in from, some of it's mined domestically, some of it's going through exchanges through the Swiss banking system from other mines, from other countries, maybe. But yes, indeed. All right, let's get back and look at the markets. What are the markets telling us now? And the markets, indeed. Look at this, folks. Silver is up. That's right. It's breaking on through to the other side. Silver is up. Now you're seeing black numbers there for 0.00, but it is up fractions of a cent, 0.02% tonight. And gold is down 80 cents. Gold to silver ratio has narrowed slightly to 79.10. That's right. That's right. The dollar used to be representative money, and today it is legal tender currency. That's right. Yes, indeed. That's right. Good point. Good point. And very good. All right, let's see here. That's right. Liquid Electrum is exactly right. The dollar is money for now. And I pretty much did describe that in the video, that it has an expiration date, right? The dollar is only money until it isn't, really, when you think about it. But very, very good. And by the way, that does not take anything away from silver and gold, because I distinguish between them. All right, let's get back to these comments, because this is a pretty controversial subject. This algorithm, Stefan Beer. All right. Thank you, Rocky. And Nickel Stacking says, a dollar is a promissory note. Gold, silver, nickel, and copper are money. Change is money. What is counterfeit currency? Well, it's a promissory note, but it has value in and of itself because of the fiat, because of what fiat is, which is government decree and people's faith in it. So in other words, you take 4 quarters and a dollar. I tell you what, most people are going to pick the dollar over the 4 quarters. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the difference there. But anyways, very good. There you go. All right, thank you. Thank you, Multigun. Good to see you. But yes, it's a promissory note. It is a debt instrument. It says on here, this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. That's right. Legal tender being the case. Legal tender is the key words there. And so therefore that adds value to it. So, but it's a declining value. Bradley O just says, no, it's currency. But it's these people who are just saying, no, it's not, I think are not watching the video. Of course, within the first 30 seconds of the video, I say, before you comment, make sure you watch the video all the way through. But a lot of people don't listen. It's just crazy. All right. Timmy Two-Tone says, it is a receipt for what we used to be money, but they robbed all the metals out of the money in 1965, but only partially, just as an experiment. Yeah, because copper is still in there too. But it's more than just a receipt, right? It is recognized across the nation and around the world. Very good. Yes, and yeah, exactly right. Liquid Electrum, copper, and nickel, but copper especially. Copper, in fact, I did a video on copper, and I talked about that very subject, that the copper has been money longer than any other metal in the world, by far. Yes, indeed. Crazy. And Jan Farrell, probably with not even watching the video. I think people read the title and then they make a comment. Because I can't tell you. And I probably should have said, before you make a comment, watch the whole video right at the very, very beginning. But within 30 seconds of this video, I said, before you comment, hear me out and then comment. But he says it's not money, but okay. All right. And here is Bosing Stacker. Dollar is considered spending emergency money in my eyes. A gold and silver are considered savings account. There you go. And that's definitely one good way to look at it. That's true. The last thing that anyone will want in this community in the case of emergency is to sell their own gold and silver. That's right. Anyone who does not stash U.S. dollars in the case of emergency is a fool and looking for trouble. Just my thoughts on the subject. That's actually a good way to put it. In fact, you should have dollars on hand to pad and protect yourself from spending your gold and silver in an emergency. That's right. Very good. Hello, James Owens. Good to see you. All right. All right. Hey, no worries. Thank you, Liquid Electrum. I appreciate it, my friend. I appreciate you watching both videos. Stan Spornak says, nuh-uh, the dollar is just fiat crap. All right, Stan, well, there's another one that didn't watch even 30 seconds of the video is my guess. But anyway, Silver Bull says, in my opinion, it's as real as monopoly money is. Thanks, Al. You touched on some great points. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And see, he disagrees, but at least he watched through and at least acknowledged some of the points made. I appreciate that. Thank you, Silver Bull. Nickel Stacking also watched, and he's got some good comments. Silver Eagles are not known. My brother saw mine and offered me $1 each because it has $1 on the coins. That's right, exactly. And that's a good point, too. Very good point, Nickel Stacking. The Bob Ross of Precious Metals. Oh, thank you, Thousand Day Radio. Let's just paint a little happy little silver cloud up here. Yes, indeed. Donate, sell your paper worthless money. That's right, Lusk Livestock. That's right. If it's worthless, I'll take it. That's exactly right. If it's worthless, I'll be glad to take it off your hands. Yes, indeed. Kitty Fur alert at 10 o'clock. Nice. CCT, good eye on that. All right. It's humbling to sell silver and gold to raise fiat cash to pay a bill. It sure is. You're right. That sucks. We should never have to be put in a position to have to do that. Right, indeed. Let's get to the markets. What are they doing now? The markets indeed are. Look at this, folks. We have turned the corner for silver and gold. Both are up. And let me mark this time now. And it is exactly the hour of 7:04. We're going to look at the charts and graphs to see how they have moved through the night. But gold is now up 30 cents. Silver is up 2 cents. It's only platinum and palladium that are down right now. Yes, indeed. Wow. Hello, Constitutional Stacker. Good to see you, sir. He's been posting some great videos as of late. Check out Constitutional Stacker. Count Derpula is still with us. And good to see JVF is here. All right. Good to see you. So gold is now, look at there. It was a little deep bowl there. That looks like a cup and handle, right? I don't know. People use a technical term, say cup and handle. So is this the coming out? And now it is up slightly over the course of the last hour. That little slight dip, and now it's coming out on the other side of that. It is up. That's right. Oh, yeah. Very good. Good to see gold's movement. We're looking at the green line, and we are looking at bid price for these charts here. That is what gold did in the last hour. Now, let us now pause and take a look at what silver did over the last hour. And we are looking at silver. Let me get this up here. Much the same thing, but silver is kind of breaking out even more on a percentage-wise for that little, I'm joking when I say cup and handle, but you see it there, but look at that. So silver is going up. Flag pattern to the upside. There you go, red crawler. It's a double cup and handle, says Alabama. That's right. There you go. Double cup and handle. I don't know these technical terms, but it's pretty funny. But is there a wedge? Is a wedge a technical term too? A wedgie? Like what's in my underwear right now? I got to fix them. Hold on a second. Yeah, all right. Very good. So that's what silver is doing, looking at the bid price over the last hour. So pretty interesting indeed. All right. There's where the markets are. Let's get over here to Moose BME. Whatever actually pays the bills. That's right. That's right, exactly. Pays the bills. Der Nibelung says, if 2 or more people agree on a method of exchange, then it's money. Be it fiat currency, gold, or even oak leaves. There you go. That's true. Even make that sense. But the thing is money, I think, does have to have some sort of authority behind it. But in probably the purest definition of the term, you're probably right there, Nebulon, because value is added to all of that. Value is added to all of that. But anyways, all right. Now, we've got THS. Hell, Sal, I would pick up a quarter, free nickel and copper. Get your collectibles now. Me too. In fact, I would even pick up a post 1982 Lincoln cent as well. All right. Yes, indeed. And Jay Hike says, I think it's called de facto. De facto. There you go. Yes, indeed. Spinning fiat. That's right, Rick. We spinned it around on the spin table. Probably used the wrong application of that spin table, but I digress. No IQ says, it's the only thing that I can spend right now, so as long as I can keep using it for food, gas, gold, and silver, it's the only way to go for me. That's right. No IQ. Perfect. Exactly right. I went a large community yard sale. Hold on a second here. He says, I went to a large community yard sale over the weekend, 30 houses, and I got 1 gram of silver, and not 1 gram of silver. Oh, that's a bummer. I'm sorry. But it'd be nice. You can probably find some good deals on it. True money must have a use case independent of its role as a currency medium of exchange of a unit of account. Have a use case independent of its role as a currency medium of exchange of an account. Well, I'm not sure what that would be, Jorge. Have a good night, Cyber Curtain Twitcher. Sleep well, my friend. Sleep well. Yes, indeed. All right. D. Peterson is here. Good to see you, D. Peterson. Gary Croft says, no, it's not money. It's fiat currency. Well, I explained why it is, or my argument, but Gary, one of those things where I kind of wish you would have watched the video and then gave me reasons why it's not money. Veteran Metal says 100%. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. And fiat in chief. That's right. It is fiat in chief. That's actually exactly right. Fiat in chief it is. And there's something to be said for fiat, right? Bobby McGee says money by definition. Here, let's see here. Says, by definition, storeholder wealth, medium of exchange, unit of account. In my own opinion, it must have utility. If it is able to provide financial life sustainment, it meets all 3 bullets and can be used by the holder of the product. Yep, there you go. And I think that has that. Very, very good. All right, very good. There you go. I agree, Gold Chick. I do agree with you. Gold has use cases independent of its role as currency medium of exchange of unit of account. It's usable in jewelry, medicine, and electronics. Okay, yeah, but that's a different kind of, that's a commodity money, Jorge. That's a different type of money. That's independent from fiat money. That's an independent thing. You know what I'm saying? Still money, it says, it's a different type of money. And I talked about that in today's video. All right. Cat Skill says, why should we pay taxes on buying metals with fiat currency? It's just an exchange of currency. That's right. One form of money for another, right? And let's see here. Alabama says, no, it's not. I will not explore just because it's a legal requirement to be accepted and it isn't true money. But why? But why do you say that? Why is it not true money? Eli in the Wolverine State says a dollar is currency, not money. Money is a store of value. Every currency has went back to zero over time. Currency has a life expectancy. Money still has value over thousands of years. But the thing is money is money until it is not, Eli. That's the thing. Just because a currency will end up dying does not mean it's not money now. Just as seashells were money back in the day. Yes, seashells were actually money. Salt was used as money until it wasn't. It wasn't convenient. Stephen says, I'd like to stack some Benjamins, just never seem to work. We are brainwashed to spend every dime we make. Yep, exactly. I hear you. It's good to save some as well, too. All right, thank you. No worries. JM Unleashed, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate your faithful viewership and for being a good friend and for all you do here. I appreciate you. Have a good evening, my Canadian brother. Good Canadian representation tonight. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. JM Unleashed, everybody. Check out his channel, by the way. He's a great guy. He does cool dog walking videos as well as music, live streams, and a good time over there on Jam Unleashed channel. Great guy. All right. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Silver Revelist says, yes, it's money. Yes, indeed. It's money still for now. Till the tables are flipped in the temple and the coin press is destroyed. Exactly right, Silver Revelist. Well said. Exactly right. It's money until it's not. And that's exactly right. Now, here is where the metals markets are. The commodity money metals, that's right, gold and silver, they are indeed now to the upside. They started out lower, but look at that. Very good. Gold is up 60 cents. Silver is up 4 cents. Platinum and palladium are down. That's right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Coins A to Z. And Coins A to Z, actually, he and I disagree a little bit about gold and silver being money, but I understand where he's coming from. But yes, indeed. Thank you so much, my friend. That's where the term salary comes from. Ooh, man. So where does the term salary come from again? Man, I must have said something, but anyways, there. But by the way, good to see SAS Finance. Good to see you. Fiat currencies. Jorge, fiat currency doesn't offer a use case independent of its role in exchange for accounting. The US dollar store of value is in its status of legal tender. By definition, this is not true money. Well, again, Jorge, watch my recent video and I'll explain it all, because store of value is in its status of what people apply to it, and people apply value to pieces of well, I'll use cotton fiber notes with a number on it that have the same exact amount of paper in them, that have different salary comes from salt. That's right. All right, very good. Cigarettes have also been used in numerous cases as well too. That's right. But the store of value, Latin for salt. Okay, thank you, Medio Man. That's right. Salary and salt. That's right. That's right. Very, very good. But the thing is, so salt was used as money until it was not used as money. That's right. Very good. All right. Now, let's get back here to the comments. Rick Engman, it is what it is until it isn't. That's exactly right, Rick. Just like salt. Keith, B07, my issue with the video was when you were talking about the $21 in gold and silver being worth so much more today. For me, it was a brutal reminder of how far the dollar has fallen. Exactly, that's right, exactly. It's exactly right. The dollar has lost 98% of its value, as I mentioned in this video, since the Federal Reserve Act of December 1913. All right, very good. Let's see. Well, actually, Jorge Mendez, store of value is based off of the dollar. It's based off of the dollar's worth for goods and services. You're talking about intrinsic value, which is another subject, Jorge. You're getting store of value mixed up with intrinsic value, which intrinsic value is something that has elemental and physical properties based off of people's recognition of it, by the way, over time. But anyways, but that is kind of an aside conversation. But the dollar has a store of value. No question about that. Gary Croft, the Fed dollar is a Ponzi scheme that has lost 90% of its value on purpose. It's not money. Well, Gary Croft, I mentioned that in the video. And I don't think Gary watched the video either, because I talked about all of these points. Ursa Minor 2010 agreed on all points. Thanks, Al. Well, thank you. I was actually surprised that I had some people agree with me on this. I thought I'd get more pushback on it. I still very well could. The video is still young and early, but I would love to hear some cogent arguments rather than just saying, no, it's not money. That's so far all I'm getting so far in some of the feedback here. But Drunk Link, stack gold and silver, but always keep fiat on hand. If people are accepting fiat, give them that and keep your metal money. Exactly right. Exactly right. Very good. William Ellis, thank you, my friend, for being here. Yes, indeed. Welcome. Thanks for being an honorary citizen for 4 months. All right. Good to see you. And let's see here. So here's where the markets are now. Gold and silver have turned around tonight and are both up a little bit. Gold up 30 cents. Silver up 4 cents. Platinum and palladium, though, are both down. Gold to silver ratio is just above 79 to 1. That's right. Very good. All right. Let's see here. All right. Very good. So there's where the markets are. They are turned around from earlier tonight, up. And like I said, I've been saying this for a while. I think we're in a new era for silver, above $25 an ounce. Every day we should celebrate, at least depending on your perspective, that we're seeing a new support level for silver at $25. It's crazy. Pearls before swine. There you go, Stephen. That's right, exactly. I think I would rather have pearls than swine. Although if it's a good pork steak, I guess I'd be open to that idea. Red Crawler, fiat is the biggest con in history. Yep, I tell you what. And by the way, just because I recognize the dollar as money does not mean that I like it. And I think it's the best system out there. We're getting robbed. They're using it to rob us, right? But I still think it's money. Alabama says, like the line from 48 Hours, just because you say so with conviction, don't make it so. It has value, sure, temporarily. That doesn't make it money. That makes it currency. But the thing is, you recognize it has value, even if it's temporary value, and that value lessens. That, my friend, is the definition of money. It's currency and money. Currency, by the way, is a form of money. And that's where Mike Maloney got that wrong. Currency is interchangeable with money. In fact, even in Venezuela, although Venezuela, they're throwing their currency in the streets. They're throwing their currency in the streets, which means that it really doesn't have much value, and they're finding other things in Venezuela. The Bolivar is essentially dead there, right? As money. Very good. Yep, that's right. Rufus has got it. Just like you said, it's unsound money, but it is money nonetheless. That's right. And that's the grand scheme. For precious metal stackers, we have unsound and then sound money. So Alabama says we only have to liquidate it for Federal Reserve notes right now because of the fraud and brainwashing that has occurred over the last 100 plus years. Yes, that's right. And the thing is we have to engage in it. We've got to use it for transactions. And I don't agree with this system. I think the Federal Reserve Act they pulled one over on us. It's essentially a scam when you think about it. The Federal Reserve Act was essentially a scam. There's no question. But nonetheless, we're stuck with it, and we use it, and we have faith in it, and it's money. Anyways, TJF says the $20 bill is probably listing with a knockout drug. All right, yeah, probably so. Who knows what's inside, what traces of elements are on these things. Alabama, you might as well just have me on an interview format so we can discuss instead of having me to type my rebuttals. All right, well, we're basically got the next closest thing. I hope I answered your questions, Alabama, on this. FN 59 Shaw, if buying from a country overseas, check the conversion rate. 970 euros or $1,150. It makes a $50 difference. They make it look like no difference, just a regular choice. Yeah, the conversion rates are something as well, too. And by the way, the dollar, even though it's used in 60% of transactions around the world, the dollar is not money if you live in a country where it's not transacted. So you could take one of these Federal Reserve notes and go to, let's say, North Sentinel Island, for instance, which is a closed-off community, probably has seashells as money, probably likely there, and this dollar would be worthless. It's not money in North Sentinel Island, or probably in the country of Chad, or something like that. Anyway. So let's see. Very good. All right. But it isn't. All right, let's see here. Let's take a look. Let's refresh these comments. Because so far I've heard nobody give me a cogent argument debunking that video. And I would love to, but I appreciate everybody posting their views. But anyways, I would love for Mike Maloney to see this video, by the way, because it was his Hidden Secrets of Money, which is a very good series. I just think some of the logic is flawed. Try to exchange $100 for Venezuelan money. You will need a duffel bag or two. Probably more than that. You're right. It's insane in the membrane. Dale Val, do call-in shows. Yeah, I think we tried that one time. And I wish there was a thing we could do like from this platform. We could have people click a link and come in. But anyways. Jorge Mendez, store of value is possessed independent of faith appraisal. For example, non-perishable food is not subjectively valuable. Just like water, it will always have value and is a store of value. Uh, yeah, well, exactly right. And I used that same Jorge. I don't think you must not have watched my video because I covered all of that in there. I actually used the water example to tie that into the dollar. The dollar has a store of value like a leaky bucket, essentially. So yes, indeed. And by the way, faith and fiat decree and faith appraisal of what the dollar's value is definitely a very powerful force. Very powerful force. Coins A to Z says money is simply put a medium of exchange. That's the only necessary entailment. Everything else you want to add on top of that is characteristics and is additional but not necessary. And I slightly disagree with that too, because I do believe that the fungibility, the divisibility aspect of money is important. But I think the store of value is crucial, I believe, because if something, in order for it to be a medium of exchange, it must have value tied to it, right? But anyways, let's see here. Dollar would not be, but gold and silver would be. But I'm not sure what Alabama is referring there to that. But anyway, oh, thank you, Liquid Electrum. I appreciate that. But the dollar is more like a bucket with an illusion of water. No, the bucket, the dollar is not the bucket. The dollar is the water in the bucket. Watch my newest video, Jorge Mendez. Let's see here. Thank you. All right, thank you, first name, last name. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, there you go. As long as you can drink it, it's valuable. That's right, Medio Man. That's right. And by the way, people are misinterpreting. They're thinking that I'm defending the dollar. I'm not defending the dollar here by no stretch. In fact, I think this is really probably one of the biggest condemnations of the dollar that anybody could ever give from an honest point of view, because the dollar is it's a declining store of value. It's losing value. It's unsound. It's really the ghost of money, but money nonetheless, right? It's crazy. All right. Ronald Hall, because it buys stuff. There you go. This is probably the biggest argument that one could make for. That's probably all I needed to say. Ronald Hall pretty much just summed it up, because it buys stuff. Those characteristics may be good for money to have, but not necessary. Well, maybe it is Coins A to Z that they're just kind of built into that medium of exchange, right? Maybe that's where we're going with it. I think you've really summed it up concisely. So a medium of exchange implies value. But anyways, very good. All right, let's see here. All right, very good. Okay, no worries. Thank you, Don Graham. You need to study the U.S. Constitution respectfully. All your points are moot. Nothing supplants the law of land. Well, Don Graham, I believe that constitutional money is gold and silver. Paper money is not. But it is money nonetheless. Just because it's not constitutional does not mean it's not money. You see what I'm saying? In fact, there's a whole heck of a lot of extra constitutional things in our laws. And in fact, anything from the Louisiana Purchase and all the whole West is essentially extra constitutional. But we're not going to do away with that. That land is just as valuable in many places, if not more so, than land that was accumulated, under constitutional means. All right. Daryl Glass says on this video, I suppose that the dollar is a necessary evil. Exactly right. There you go. That's a good way to put it, too. It's a necessary evil. I'm not defending the dollar here by any stretch. I'd rather pay with my credit card or cash than walk around with a pack mule to carry my belongings for barter. Is that the alternative? Everyone should have at least a few ounces of precious metals, especially with the unrealized losses for the banking system. The dollar won't be top forever, and we need to understand that, especially with the current presidential administration. That's right. Yeah, and I'm not saying. And by the way, the dollar, uh, uh, is not immune to failure. I think it's going to take quite a whole lot, and I may even do a video on that. The dollar is not going to fail anytime soon, but it is under threat for sure. All right. Oh man, I keep saying constitutional stacker's name. That's right. Evil one. The dollar is privately issued. How can it be money if it's not governmentally issued? Well, it's by decree of the government. It's the government orders the spending, and the Federal Reserve uh, prints those notes. And by the way, that's the whole thing about the Federal Reserve system. It's a combination of a government and private entity. It is not 100% private, and it's not 100% government, but there is a lot of overlap between them. So they work together with a big banking cartel as well. It's sort of it's a it's a it's a very interesting situation with the Federal Reserve. All right. Now, Frank Badalato. Let's do this comment, then we're going to look at the markets again and see what they're doing. I have no faith in any government or a bank's promise to pay, whether it be cash, check, credit card, etc. It's all debt and promises to pay. Gold and silver, however, is a payment in itself. It's God's money. I will trade every dollar I can for real money, gold and silver. Well, Frank, I would encourage you not to do that. I would encourage you to have some of those dollars on hand so that you don't have to sell that gold and silver, which, by the way, is just there are money as well, I believe, but the dollar is too. And the thing is you do have faith in governments or banks' promises to pay with a cash credit card. But part of that faith means that you have faith that they're going to lose value too. You know what I mean? That's right. Exactly right, Daisy SK. Just be prepared with other sources like gold and silver. Well said. Exactly right. All right, let's get over here to historic metals. I'm commenting before I listen to the entire video because I have become ungovernable. All right, there you go, historic metals. At least you're honest. I appreciate that. All right. I love it. What is Fed now? Oh, man. Dale Cook, I would encourage you to go to my channel or click on the link in the end of the screen of this video. But if you go to my channel and you scroll all the way to the right here and type in Fed now, you'll see a couple of videos on it. I've done 3 of them now on it. So check it out. If you go to my channel and search it out, you will see it there. All right, Edward is waving to us. Hello, Edward. And Art Deco did not watch the video. Not according to Mike Maloney. Well, I mentioned that early on in the video. It's crazy. You'd be surprised how many people don't watch the video. You can tell by their comments. But anyways, the issues definitely reasonably argue that a medium of exchange entails that the money is valued by those using it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a medium of exchange. Yes, that's right. There you go. Yeah. But, I mean, the whole essence of what you're saying, Coins8, is true. You're right. It's a medium of exchange. Very good. All right. Now, the real Hawkeye says here, the first quality real money must have is intrinsic value in itself. Well, I disagree with that too. But anyways, according to its purchasing power per specific measured quantities, it must first constitute a valued commodity. Fungibility, divisibility, etc. only come after that in consideration. Even a note that says bearer can claim X amount in gold or silver isn't money. It's a mere note giving the bearer the right to receive money in exchange for it. The fact that no one would throw away a note giving them the right to exchange it for a specific amount of money, gold or silver, doesn't make such a note money itself. It's a note for money only. But that's right. But the thing is, the dollar bill does not have that. It's a note that is legal tender for debts, both public and private debts. It's not a silver certificate. It is a Federal Reserve note that is currency that has value because the Federal Reserve and the government say so. That's fiat designations. But anyways, it's a TikTok world now. That's right, Liquid Electrum. That's true. Jorge Mendez, fiat is an obligatory debt instrument in a limited jurisdiction. True money is valuable wherever it's used, between countries, planets, and galaxies, offering value everywhere and every time. Well, Jorge, I would love to see these solar system and galaxy transactions by entities we've never seen before. But anyways, and the thing is yes, I agree, and I talk about that very subject as well too in my video here. I encourage you to watch that video, Jorge. The Real Hawkeye also says the hidden secrets of money isn't the source for these concepts. They are long established. You can read about them in the writings of the likes of Murray Rothbard. Yeah, I know. I understand. Real Hawkeye. It's just that they were well presented in that series. I understand that they're not new concepts, but I do think that they were outlined there, as most people are familiar with. Slapdead, Hugh, Jazz. You got to say it the right way so you don't get in trouble. Currency, fiat money, medium of exchange, call it whatever you like. Give enough of it to a seller, and you are the buyer of the goods and services you are shopping for. And regardless of what all the doomsayers out there are spouting, the U.S. dollar is not disappearing anytime soon. That's right. Exactly right, Slapdat. You're exactly right. And I like your profile picture, by the way. Yeah, that's right. It is Turd Ferguson right there with the hat. Funny hat. It's a funny hat. That's why I'm wearing it. It's a funny hat. Yes, indeed. And John Bethia says, I had 10 silver dollars once as a kid. They were holes in a few pairs of my jeans before I spent them. There you go. Wow. Nice. John, that's awesome. Coins A to Z says, I haven't stopped buying silver, gold, and platinum to the moon in bold letters. There you go, Coins A to Z. Love it. He like me, is a fan of platinum for sure. All right. And we've got Ellie Cycly says here, and we're going to look at the markets after this comment. We've been spending too much time here, but we'll read this one and then we'll get to it. The U.S. currency is money. All objects are valued in U.S. dollars since World War II. If you want to sell your gold, are you going to get paid in gold against gold, or just want to barter? And if bartering, under what values are going to barter? U.S. dollars are accepted all around the world, and all wealth is counted in U.S. dollars. Currency means it circulates around the world. Correct, yes. Dollars are accepted, and about 60% of transactions are done in dollars around the world. There are a few exceptions, but even if you take a closed-off country, their currency is the money of the realm, right? Very good. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see what the markets are doing now. They are up. Look at that. Gold. In fact, they are now up almost exactly the amounts that they were down when this opened. Yeah, look at that. Gold is now up $1.10 to $1,986 for gold. Silver up 4 cents to $25.21 now. Yes, indeed. Crazy, crazy. And that's where we are at with the markets. Look at that. Platinum is the only metal that's down right now. Down $4, but it's still up $1,130. It's pretty high. It wasn't that long ago when it was below 1,000. Oh yeah, glad you guys are here. Appreciate it. If you don't mind pressing the thumbs up button, I'd appreciate it. Tonight, gold to silver ratio is now sitting at 79.05. Have a good night, Dale Val. Good to see you, brother. Have a good evening. Media Man, $1,000 notes come into our shop that once could have bought 30 ounces of gold. Now they could buy a half ounce after being sold for a slight premium. That is definitely an example of inflation happening. The erosion of the value of our currency. It's crazy. Wow. It sure is. Have a good night, World Money Wins. Take care. Thanks for being here. All right. Let's get back to the comments now. We've got Dinzy says, here in South Australia, we don't have any taxes on gold, silver, or platinum, but we do have GST, goods and services tax, on palladium of all things. But I steer clear of palladium anyway. For now, there's a good pullback. I might be tempted. There you go. Interesting. Very cool. Or hey, this is how you can identify true money, the ones a reasonable person would hold in long-term storage. Well, I would say that's how you identify sound money, not true money, because you're implying that fiat currency is false money. It's not false money. It's money. uh, and John Bethia says, since the dollar only has 2 cents of buying power, I wouldn't call it stable. Only inflation keeps fiat at a value. Well, I would call it stable. Much more stable than the 103% inflation we're seeing in Argentina right now, or the 87% inflation that we're seeing in Zimbabwe right now. It's the most stable currency around the world. In fact, one of the most stable and more widespread, which is why part of the reason, other than piggybacking on the petrodollar system that Kissinger set up for us in '73, compared to other currencies out there, the dollar is much more stable. Now, again, we have out of control inflation right now to the tune of 5%, which is bad, and it could have been 100% prevented, by the way. But anyways, let's see here. Coins A to Z here says in the chat, you seem to agree with me that currency is not necessarily currently a functional money, and whatever form that money is in, that doesn't mean that it's a stable medium of each. Well, currency is, yeah, currency may not, like I'm like, for instance, I'm gonna pull out here. I've got a note here from France. It's a 50 francs note. This used to be money. Right now, it's just a piece of paper. And it has no value other than just what somebody's willing to pay for it to collect. Like I paid, I think, $1 for this note, 50 francs. But it's no longer money. It's no longer an exchange. So because they moved over to the euro, right? So that's the difference there. The dollar may not be a unit of exchange if it's reset and turned into something else. But anyways, all right. But gold and silver, though, however, they I believe they're a little different. They're commodity money. I look at them as commodity money. But anyways, all right. And I think Coins A to Z, we agree there about the currencies, but we probably still have some slight disagreement with regards to gold and silver, but that's okay. Big E, as you get to mine, I just want to say otherwise, I agree and love your channel. Well, thank you, my friend. And I want people to push back on this. I'm very interested to see what the definitions are or see what you guys think. And here is Big E. He says, the definition used to be a long-term store of wealth. And the thing is I've not seen that definition being used before. It says, if you like redefining everything to your whims, fine, it is money. If you hold fast to classic definition, and the thing is where is this classic definition? Because I've not seen it. Where does it say long-term store of wealth? I don't know. I would love to see that definition. But the Fred says it lost 97, 98% of its value. That's right. And I mentioned that in the video too. It clearly fails in the long-term store of wealth. It surely does. But that does not mean it's not money now. So while it is currency, it also fails the classic definition of money and why it is so much trouble. Well, it is in trouble, Big E. And this is why I call it, and I mentioned it in this video, I distinguish it because the dollar is unsound money. But I look at gold and silver as sound money. You see the distinction? Like I said, I don't know where the classic definitions of what money is that have been utilized at some point in time as a stable store of value. Stable store of value, I think one could say that the dollar is, even with inflation going on. But anyways, yes, indeed. That's right. Yep. No, I agree, Jorge. I do like the people challenge. Because I like to think through things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And yeah, Coins A to Z is right too. What is long term? What is a long term store of value? How do you define that? All right. Jade always has some cool facts to share on the videos. I love his comments. He says, In the U.S., the dollar is legal tender, which is acceptable for all debts, public and private. Furthermore, the U.S. Treasury Secretary has the authority to mint $100 trillion platinum coin to surmount the debt limit ceiling by the federal government, as well as paying off the entire national debt of $31.7 trillion and gain a surplus of $68.3 trillion for the benefit of the American people. However, Janet Yellen has refused to do so, but has instead collaborated with the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell for bailing out failed Silicon Valley Bank for $300 billion for the benefit of the depositors. That's right, and they won't do it with the small credit unions or smaller banks. All right. Media Man, I have a pile of crisp pre-revolution Russian 100 ruble notes. Wow, those are cool. Each one could buy 2.5 ounces of gold, now worth $1 each. Some people immigrated with gold, some with notes. Yes, that's another great example of that. Very good. Other new comments. Alabama, I've not refreshed here lately. We'll refresh them. We'll take a look and see if they're there. Hold on. Coins A to Z. Of course, U.S. dollar is money, since money equals a medium of exchange. That's right. And really, when it all comes down to brass tacks, you know, a medium of exchange does imply value, and divisibility as well too is really packed up in there as well too. And that's really the bottom line. So what Coins A to Z is just defined the dollar as money, as a medium of exchange, which essentially is the bottom line. All right, let's see here. And old school Nate, the dollar is not money. Money should hold its value over time. Dollar losing value by design. Well, it sure is, but value it has nonetheless. I also covered that very thing in the video. And by the way, and again, as I said at the beginning of the video, is I'm encouraging people to watch the video in full before commenting. But anyways, Twitch Radio for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you, Twitch Radio. I think you're new here. Maybe I've seen you one other time. I see you very good. Let's see here. And Evil One says, is the dollar stable? No. It continuously falls in value by design. But the thing is, that designation is doing it at a pre-planned rate. In other words, they know but that does not mean it's not stable. Stability does not mean does not correlate with loss of value. It's like a bucket with a leak. Well, there you go, Evil One. Yep, I mentioned that in the video too. Keep in mind that a normal order of value for money should be deflation, because production becomes more and more optimized. Growing food becomes easier. So inflation is very unnatural. A target of 2% inflation is criminal. I don't like the 2% inflation either. I think it is criminal. But anyways. All right. Very good. All right. Alabama. Here's your comment, Alabama. Something used in commerce as money until it isn't does not make it money. That makes it currency. Well, currency is also money. Currency is also money, Alabama. There's no difference between currency and money when you think about it. That's where Mike Maloney is fundamentally flawed in his logic. Money never changes its status as money. An example is that gold and silver can still and always be exchanged for goods and services all over the world to this day. Not necessarily. They can be if people recognize them. Sadly, we live in the age where people don't recognize gold and silver as money. Take like an example, Alabama. In this video, I made that very case where I showed the silver eagle, and you walk into a grocery store. In fact, they may not even be allowed to accept it based off of a store policy. Now, they are required to accept it as a dollar, but you would be a fool to spend that silver dollar as a dollar in that store as legal money. See, that's the thing. Gold and silver are not exchanged for goods and services all over the world to this very day. They are just not. They simply are not. So that's why, I have to make a pretty good case for gold and silver as money, more so than I do for cash. See what I'm saying? There is a huge difference there. Gold and silver are commodity or dormant money, but they are not used, very rarely used. I wish they were used. This is why I'm a big fan of the goldbacks. That's why I'm a huge fan of the goldbacks. And Red Crawler, anyone feel the $1,000 gold target is to stop people from buying right now? I don't know. I'm just now hearing about this tonight from some channel I've never heard of before. I don't know. That's pretty interesting. But anyways, it's not going to happen. I can almost guarantee it's not going to fall $1,000. Jorge Mendez, J.P. Morgan, credit is evidence of banking, but it is not money itself. Money is gold and nothing else. Well, that's right. That was back in a day when gold was money. But the thing is, sadly, that has changed since J.P. Morgan said that. Um, and and but that is a good quote, and that's the way it should be, right? He's making a case for sound money. Yes, indeed, he's making a case for sound money. CAD coin hunters, pennies indeed are money, even with just zinc in them. That's right. Believe it or not. All right, let's get to the markets now. The markets are indeed here. And gold is up 50 cents. Silver is up 3 cents. So they are still staying up there tonight. Very, very cool. All right. All right. Let's see here. Let's slurp this last bit of coffee here. Put our chaser in. A New York gold dealer trying to give out 1 ounce coinage on the street. Not too many takers. Wow. I've seen Mark Dice do that, but not anybody else. That would be very interesting to see that video. Can you send me a link to that, Liquid Electrum? Jorge Mendez, correct me if I'm wrong, but the only currency ever not by name tied to something tangible is the euro. Well, the dollar is not tied to anything tangible either. No currencies are. All currencies are fiat currencies, which are tied to nothing tangible. There's nothing tangible tying any currencies. The euro is not. The dollar is not. The Canadian dollar is not. The renminbi is not. Nothing is tied to anything tangible anymore. All right, let's do one more here. Refresh of these comments and see what else we got new coming in here. Let's go down here to Frank W. It sounds like a lot, but being around 500 pounds, if you got access to a forklift, it would be easily transported by standard size pickup truck. Yes, indeed, you're right, Frank W. Very right, very good. And David Kanige, a wise man once said that money is very useful for a great many things. That's right. Very true, very true. Salty Silver Stacker says here, how long can until our paper money can no longer trade for metals? When all comes back to BRICS countries and others that are in the process of converting, that will be huge for metals. I don't know. If the price of metal is priced in dollars internationally and the dollar hyperinflates and becomes worthless, how much is an ounce of gold and silver worth? Still a nice suit of gold for a half beef tenderloin for an ounce of silver? Yes, it'll be priced in other things. It'll be priced based off of the value, the actual value of the metals for the goods and services that you buy, right? I guess it'd be a new exchange system. A new exchange system. All right. The tobacco guy says, I never really thought about it, but man, that would really add up. I'm in Pennsylvania. Sure would be. That's right. L. Lancaster says, I'd wager Trudeau stole it, or his Chinese masters. Very well could be the case. Very well could be the case. The Canadian dollar is backed by the government saying we can use it to pay taxes. That's right. There you go. That's right. And to pay taxes. Paul Richard says, I agree with Mike. Let me see here. He's talking about Mike Maloney here. Just because I'm coerced into using funny money doesn't make it money. Just because you say it's losing storage of value doesn't make it hold value. That's a contradiction. Paul Richards, I would make the argument that you didn't see what I meant in there. It's a store of value, and just because it's losing value tomorrow, it's held another form of value today at a controlled rate. It's not a contradiction at all. He says it's ungodly, unbiblical, and based upon fraud. And there's the point of it being unconstitutional. It's mistakenly called money. If it was If it really was money, I wouldn't be looking to get rid of it as quickly as I can. Well, Paul Richards, my arms are open. My hands are open. Send that ungodly currency to me. Send that funny money my way. There's a PayPal, a link in the description of this video you're watching it on, Paul. Send it friends and family, please, so I don't have to pay any fees on it, and you don't either. I'll gladly take it off your hand. You know, hey, and then I'll agree with you it's not money. How's that? Uh, but it is indeed money. And there's no difference. A losing store of value still means it is a store of value. It's not lost. Value's not completely gone from it. It's a controlled decline. It's a controlled decline. All right. Let's see here. Alabama says a debt instrument cannot be a store of value. Why can't it? Why can't it be? Just because it has to be accepted for goods and services does not make it a store of value. And as a matter of fact, the longer you hold the dollar, the less purchasing power it has. Yep. So therefore, it cannot, by definition, be a store of value, and hence it is only currency. Well, again, I go to the analogy I use in the video. It's a bucket of water. It's a bucket of water, or it's the water in the bucket that's leaking out. That water still has value. As it's leaked out, the water that falls into the ground, you cannot take, you cannot use, but the water that's still in the bucket, you can use. You see what I'm saying? All right, thank you, Alabama. Thanks for he's the second super chat of the night. We have had light super chatters tonight, but thank you, sir. He says, we agree. Love the goldbacks. The goldbacks are great. That's a great form, and that is money that's in the form of a note, right? It's the Ethereum note. Love the goldbacks. I've done videos. Hey, there's Constitutional Stacker with the third super chat of the night. Thank you, brother. But Alabama, where I disagree with you here is that it is a losing store of value, but still has value. And the example where I gave, especially with, you look at it this way. Okay, you see $1 on the street, a dollar bill. Here's a dollar bill, right? If you're walking down the street in that dollar bill, this debt instrument, it is a debt instrument, that's for sure. We agree on that. But you see it on the side of the road. You may not pick up that dollar. It just doesn't have that much value to you to see that dollar bill laying there. But what about a $5 bill? You probably would pick it up, but you may not. But you think about it. But a $20 bill, even if you're a millionaire, you probably would pick up that $20 bill. If you see a $50 bill, you bet your ass you're going to pick that $50 bill up because you can buy a good amount of silver with it. A $100 bill, you can buy even more silver with it. If there's $200 bills and a $50 bill, you can buy well over a 10th ounce of gold with it. See what I'm saying? That is value. And even though it'll lose 5% of its value next year at this time, if inflation stays where it is now, you're going to pick it up today. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying? All right. Very good. All right. But yes. So that's the difference there. But yeah, good. But that's a good argument. You gave the best argument so far of your arguments, Alabama. So thank you for that. Slim says, salivate metal is a dead instrument. There you go. I'm a blunt instrument, right? All right. Let's see here. Okay. Thank you. All right, let's see here. Somebody commented on Rumble who didn't watch the video over there. They said the dollar always loses value over time and does not meet the store of value aspect of money. They didn't watch the video where I mentioned that. I covered that topic too. I tried to think of all the different angles that people would ask about it. But anyways, all right. All right. And Mark Hazley, Europe has long suffered with ridiculous taxes on precious metals. Thanks for the update. Or platinum group metals, I think is what he's saying there. All right, folks. We've been going for 2 hours now. But yes, indeed. Rome, the precious metal stacker. You think the dollar will last a year? Oh, heck yeah. At least. Yeah, the dollar's not going away anytime soon. There's no question about that. The only currency, neither by name nor contract, tied to something tangible is a euro. The dollar is derived from silver. The peso derived from weight. Oh, okay. The historic name of it. Yes, that's right. By name. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Currency and money are essentially the same thing. Currency and money are the same thing. Currency, by definition, is money. Yep. They're the same thing. All right. All right, golden All right, interesting. All right, people don't watch the vids. They have TikTok attention spans. That's right. Constitutional Stacker, you're right. All right. All right, very good. Well, that's right. Well, Jorge, this is a definition of money. That we have to argue over definitions. That's the crux of these things, arguing over definitions. All right, well, anyways, good. Well, good. Good discussion. And again, thank you guys. Appreciate you watching the videos. And we're always not going to agree. I do like to think for myself. I like to kind of look at things. I don't want to just be an autonomous, because I wanted to agree with Mike Maloney on that, but I got to thinking about it because it's a very well presented presentation. And I was like, you know what? People saying cash is trash all the time and stuff like that. Well, hey, hand it over. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? But you guys are great. Thank you so much for being here. You are awesome. Thank you, No IQ. Have a good night. We're going to be back on Tuesday. Let's see what the markets are before we go real quickly here. The markets are up a little bit there. So gold is up 20 cents now. Silver is up 4 cents. You guys are amazing. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And I want to leave you with this sage piece of advice to keep your feet on the stars and keep reaching for the ground and keep on stacking your gold and silver. Hold on to your gold and silver. And thank you so much for being here. Have a good night, all. Take care. See ya.